Hello, everybody. This is James again. And on this episode of the $500 Fix, we are going to audit another local Orlando business for both their local SEO, their overall compliance with Google's algorithm changes, and just give some active insights on how we can help their company. So we're just going to do Orlando near me. Let's see if we get anything that's like a nice little, family run business or anything that looks California Closets. In Orlando, obviously, this is going to be a bigger company. One Call Solutions. Here we go. Handyman, and handy person. Okay, sure. We are going to do One Call Solutions just because of this inclusive message tag they have here. They have a website, which is great. We can scroll through here. We see one, CNL Center City Commons. This place, real estate developer, they really should have a website. So I find these every time I'm looking here. I've said it a million times. If you have a business, please have a website. It is mandatory. It is not something you can maybe have, maybe not have for your business. Everybody, when they get your business card, they hear about you. The first thing they're going to do is go to Google. They're going to search for your company and see if you exist online. If you do not have a website, you do not exist online. So if you don't have a website, please reach out to us at nimblo.ai. I will build your website for free. No cost, no catch, no nothing. It is that essential to where I want everybody to have a website. We literally run a promo for this. We pay ads to run against it. nimblo.ai/free -website. And you can go there and get your site built for free. There is no cost to that. There's no gimmick to that. It is that important to me that every company has the ability to have a website. So let's dive into One Call Solutions. They have a website. They have a very cute penguin that looks like, I've seen these same type of graphics on Fiverr or stuff like that. Again, if you have a company, you need to have that. All right, so we have lots of problems we see out of the gate here. And let's go ahead and get our audit rolling on this too. For One Call Solutions, well, that's going because right now we already see a coming soon page, which if we click on it, hit more coming soon. So this is something where they started, one second, saw their Elementor page 2476. So this is a WordPress site. They're using Elementor to build out the whole page. I can tell you already before I even dive into this page speed score, it is going to be slow. If you have WordPress, Wix, GoDaddy, any type of page builder behind it, these are great tools to kind of get you in the online space. But once you really want to start looking at growing and leveraging SEO and all those things like that to really make yourself more visible and appear online, you do get penalized on Google for having things like this, and it exists right here in the performance. And so this is the most important thing. And when I scroll down a little bit, you're going to see it with this largest content paint. In this first content paint, what you're going to see is instead of seeing this nice little One Call Solutions pop up on mobile, you're going to see a whole bunch of blanks before that loads. And there they are right there. Blank, 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 blank. And then it half loads with just the icon. And then you finally get to. So this is what this is showing you is this is the user experience. So if I decide like, oh, look, I want to get this handyman service from One Call, and I click on their website on mobile, this is what I'm going to see. And I'm going to go through 5-6+ seconds before I ever get anything. I'm not going to see something for 11.5 seconds on average on mobile. And what that means is on mobile, they don't exist, basically. If users do not have a fast load time on mobile, less than 3 seconds, ideally, I say you need to be around 2 seconds. People vacate your site, and I'll get the exact percent. I'll write it down so I quit giving this face data there. But it's something high. It's something like 80% of the users just leave. People have a very, very small attention span nowadays. It's like basically that of a goldfish, and they'll just go. This is like you don't exist at all. So I can tell you, I don't even need to dive into all of this. These One Call Solutions, this facade alternative, this is an embedded YouTube. That's render block from WordPress. Yep. This is all Elementor play. So like I said, they have a good overall concept. I see what they're trying to get through for this site, but this is something I see with a lot of small business owners that are creating their own website, or they have like a guy from Upwork or Fiverr do it. And by the way, as a professional programmer and developer for years, I hate your guy. I hate your guy in Fiverr. I hate your guy in Upwork, because a lot of these people just do this and they build you a templated system off of WordPress, and it gets you online, and it might look pretty. It's a very pretty looking website, at least above the fold. But the problem is it loads slow. It does not rank, and it cannot rank because it has horrendous performance. It doesn't matter that your SEO practices are 100. All that means is they put in H1 tags, meta tags, title tags, stuff like that. But the performance, this is what counts. This is what is going to drag you into the floor and make sure that you never exist online. If I'm searching for handyman services, your website will not return in here just because you know that SEO ranking. If that SEO ranking is what counted, you would be right here in number 1, number 2, stuff like that. And it doesn't happen. You know, I could keep scrolling down. Historically, okay, businesses with websites will be around here 3, 4, 5. But like I said, if you're not on page 1, it's non-existent. So I'm not really going to drill into that anymore, because it takes a lot of time and it doesn't prove the point. What they should be doing here. So let's start giving them some actionable things, because they have the framework in place here. So this coming soon needs to go away. When that exists and it's up here, people instantly see it. And even if you've been in business for years and you're doing things, and so they see coming soon, they think you're a new handyman. They think you just got on the scene. It doesn't matter that you have 32 reviews, because they see that and they go, oh, they must just be starting out. And people are very skeptical of these kind of things. So instead, what you should have is you should have your home, your About Us page. You know, your request a quote can be up here. You could also have a contact form up there. You know, you could have a past gallery of all these services. You know, what you do, you could drill down. Really, if you wanted to really make this pump, is you would use your most popular services. You put your services up here in your navigation bar with assembly, repairs, mounting, doors, drywall, flooring, painting, electrical, all these things. But then you would subtitle them with Orlando or the specific region you were in. So you're like more in the downtown region, or you're at it specifically. I'm trying to see where you're at specifically. Why don't I see you on the map? Okay, well, wherever you're at specifically is you would dive into that region. So if you were more in Sanford or Mount Dora, wherever, you could put those as subheadings in there. And then that will build your local SEO. So if I'm searching for the most popular handyman, or I'm searching for handyman in Mount Dora or Lake Nora or something like that, I'm going to return you higher. Testimonials are great. I would put these on a separate page, even though they're nice to have. You can do this little hero bar one up here, but definitely below the fold. You don't want this as initial load. You lazy load things like this so that it does not drag down this score. Right here on this content paintful, these elemental rendering, stuff like that. You want to put all these things down here so that they're not loaded when I initially pull up your page, because that's what adds to that hyphen, this little white block thing. I don't know what else to call it. But this little white area on this tree map, that is what causes that to load, is too much heavy stuff loading too fast. So you lazy load all those things you have them coming after. You have good before and after shots. This map, I don't know what we're doing with the map, unless that's just your service regions, but you definitely need some clarifiers in there to clean that up. And then a big one right here, I'm going to call this one out right here, just because this is a legal and compliance issue. You need to have your privacy policies on here. You need to have your terms of service on here. That is a big ordeal. They have to exist on every business site and on every business page. Are these literally looping back to your same website? And your socials are all fake links. So this social is going right back to the HTTP, as is the Twitter, as is the Google, as is the Instagram, as is the LinkedIn. These don't have any actual social links, so you don't even have any outbound links going off of this. So, like I said, I don't know who puts these sites together. I don't know if it's something you paid for, or if it's something that you try to do yourself and you need help with it. But either way, like I said, please, these are the type of things where you can reach out to us at nimblo.ai, either just on our flat contact form, or if you want to go to nimblo.ai/free-website, we will rebuild this for free. At no charge, no cost. Our turnaround is normally about 48 hours, and we'll have something up for you to at least look at, review, and we'll do a couple iterations on it to get it live. We don't leave you hanging with something bad. So all in all, it's a good effort for One Call. At least it exists. Like I said, is there's companies in here that are handymen. If we actually were to go in here and dive into, just to make them feel a little bit better about the whole thing. Sorry about that, I had a hiccup. But to make them feel better about the whole thing, if we go through Handyman, here we go, Jack of all trades Orlando, no website. You know, all these places have websites. Here, there's another one, no website, general services. You know, it doesn't take me long to find these. Gomez Elite Handyman, no website. Clayton, no website. Barnes, no website. So at least Orlando Handyman, you have a website. You're better off than everybody else out there that doesn't have a website. But there's a lot of work that could be done here that could really make this pop, really make it shine. I can tell you do great work. You have a lot of popular services that you do. So let's get this cleaned up and have you fixed, optimized, and running. If you want to go one step further than the website and you really want to dive into that SEO world so that you are the one-stop shop handyman solution in Orlando and really grow your user count, that is our SEO inclusive package that we do for the $500 fix, which, as you can guess, $500 flat fee handles your website, your hosting, your maintenance, your keyword research, your SEO work every month. That includes us posting content to your blog and ensuring that you are up to date, linking in all those socials, getting that content cross-populated over to your socials to build your social channels. It is a true one-stop solution that we only do for small business owners for a flat $500. So if you have a guy that you've hired and you're like, wait, I have a guy that I pay for SEO and I'm paying thousands and they don't do half that stuff, it's because you're overpaying for SEO. And we will do this all, including automating those processes for you so you can post content one place and it repurposes other places as well. And that's a flat $500 a month. I hope you've enjoyed this episode where we've gone through one handyman services here in Orlando. As always, we will go through a new one tomorrow. Feel free to reach out to us. Tell us if your business is one that wants to be featured on here. We will audit you for free and we will audit you live, where you not only get real actionable feedback on things you can do to improve your site, but you also see where it's getting drawn down, where the slow things are. And if you're someone that reaches out for an audit, we will dive into what these individual elements are. Like, what is this specific content painful that you could clean up? And we will walk through how you can clean that up as well, in case you just want to hand it off to somebody else. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I enjoy helping people out with this. We've helped hundreds of small business owners improve their websites and their presence, and we really want to get it in the thousands. So again, whether you have a business or not, please share this with somebody else. Pass it along so we can continue helping small business owners succeed and thrive and stay relevant and just have a good life. All right, everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.